Welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. This is episode number 152, and in this episode I am celebrating my first year anniversary, and I want to dedicate this episode to you. Today I'm celebrating 1 year of Breakfast with Sergio. That means that a year ago, in this same table, in this same chair, it was the first time that I put my phone on a little tripod right here on this table, and I click on the red button and I went live, and I did my very first Breakfast with Sergio episode that went onto Facebook. And it was just kind of a little experiment. I just wanted to see what the response was going to be. I said, I'm going to commit myself to do this 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Pretty much the idea was to break down the art career, to break down the art world into 10-minute little episodes to kind of bring you, during those 10 minutes, amazing value that has like 1 point of action that you can do that day or that week, or that you can write down and do at some other time. Well, my friend, that experiment has now lasted for 1 full year. It has been awesome. I went to the statistics, and Breakfast with Sergio in the first year has been watched almost 270,000 downloads to the video in all the different platforms. And I am super excited for that. And in this episode, I want to share with you some of the highlights of the first year of Breakfast with Sergio, because you, my friend, are the one who has made this possible. You have been sharing your breakfast with me, and I am super thankful and excited about that. Really, kind of for me, the highlights were the things that happened with other people, the collaborations that I was able to do with other people here to Breakfast with Sergio. So, for example, last year, as I started the show, I had to travel to Romania, and I took you for breakfast with me to Romania. We had an amazing breakfast with curator Anca Negescu over there in Romania, and it was pretty awesome. That was a super cool episode. Then I also did a couple more episodes in Mexico. But some of the awesome really collaborations that I have done as well were collaborations where we did it remotely sometimes, or sometimes sitting on a breakfast table. And I'm going to kind of go through them really quickly, because if you missed any of these episodes, you got to go back and watch them. You can find them all in my YouTube channel. So, my friends, we had, for example, Dr. Ana Gomez, who I know you love. She was here many times in Breakfast with Sergio, and she's going to come back again. She talked about wellness and kind of give us some really great wellness advice throughout the year. We also had a conversation, community engagement with Rocio Urbano here from Chicago. We had a great episode on that. We also talked about abundant creativity with my good friend from Nashville, Beth English, and she provided some awesome advice on how you start your day with abundant creativity. So you gotta check that episode. Then also with my friend Luis Martin from New York, we did a couple episodes. We did one on email marketing. We did one on, what makes a good studio. One day we went on a tour to the Castle Art Center in Michigan with curator Tammy Miller. That was pretty awesome. Totally on plan. I was in Michigan, and I called Tammy and said, Tammy, I'm in town. Can we record an episode with you? And she said, come on over. And we did that, and that was Breakfast with Sergio for that day. Then one of the episodes that was super fun for me to do was with my son Alec. He did a completely style makeover. He said, Dad, your clothes look like sometimes like you work at a gas station. Let me give you a style makeover. So we did a whole episode of a style makeover. He completely gave me a whole new look, and it was pretty awesome. I did another episode with my good friend Ben Kampmeyer, where we talk about how to find great mentors. Then we also talk about social media with artist Rixie from South Africa. She came to Chicago, and Rixie said, Sergio, I watched Breakfast with Sergio during my dinner time in South Africa. And I said, oh, how cool. How about we do an episode right here together? And we did. Then I did with my daughter also a cool episode on slime making. I'm always afraid of slime. I never want to touch slime. And I sat down with my daughter, and we had the most amazing episode. Another one that I really enjoy was with my good friend Julia Ho, who's from Chicago but now lives in New York City. And we talk about self-awareness, feeling good in your own skin. That was a super cool episode that you have to check it out. Another one that was really cool, we did a whole series on copyright law. We did a whole series with attorney Jaime Guzman here from Chicago. Then we also did a studio visit with here Chicago artist and muralist Jeff Zimmerman. where I went and I sat down with him, and we did kind of an awesome conversation that we shared with you. Another one that we did, we talked about supporting social causes with my friend Oliver Aguilar, also here from Chicago, from DeFi Chicago. Another one that we had that was also a big highlight for me was Christy Baum and her husband, Dr. Brammer. They came from New York. They were in Chicago. They said, hey, Sergio, we're in Chicago. So I said, let's meet up for breakfast. Let's have a conversation on how, our partners, the artist partners can help and how can live well with artists. Also with my good friend here, local Chicago artist and writer Sarah Opat, we talked about the importance of writing about your art and having other people write about you. And another really cool one was last year during Art Basel Week with my good friend, art expert Ruth Serkovich. We talked about the current state of the art world. You also don't want to miss, if you missed it, this great conversation with chef and also restaurateur here from Chicago, the amazing Jason Chan. That was a super good talk or conversation that we had to divide it into 2 episodes because there were 2 amazing episodes talking with Jason, about building endurance. Another one of those great collaborations that happened last year was when I did studio visits, because I love studios and I love doing studio visits. So I did a studio visit with Jennifer Present and Jules von Konhardt, which was a really cool visit. I went to their studio, they shared studio together. We talked about what makes a great studio when you share it with another person. And then also in another studio visit, I also had time to check out the studio of Chicago-based artist Amy Babanik, and it was also a great conversation. Very recently, one of the other collaborations was with artist Meg Fraser, where we talk about how do you manage your art career if you are traveling quite often. Another, and which was kind of like the last collaboration that I had, in the first year, was with artist Marilyn Artrus and from Oklahoma, and she talked about how to take a project nationwide with her project, her own very own project that's called Her Flag 2020, an amazing project, and how she took it as a nationwide project and what she's doing with it. So to everyone that I had the opportunity to collaborate with, I want to say thank you so much. And if you missed any of these episodes, my friend, I invite you to go find them in my YouTube channel, La Sergio Gomez Videos. What really motivates me to keep coming back week after week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, to share my breakfast with you is the stories that I hear, the stories that you send me, the messages that you send me throughout the week. For example, an artist, Romy Alvarado, she says, for me, it made a difference. I started making little changes. I opened up my Instagram and my Facebook and started painting in big sizes and started thinking in taking little steps in my art career. Now my son and I opened the 24th of this month our very own gallery. How awesome is that, my friends? Alexandra Carlier, she sent me a message and says, hi Sergio, your template helped me get my first solo show. How cool is that, my friends? Your very first solo show. Remember the excitement of your first show? I still remember my first show. And how cool that we can be part of that as a community. Another artist, Louis Stone, said Breakfast with Sergio has been the most inspiring thing I have done for my art career. The episode that really resonated for me was done just recently about self-taught artists. Great episode, you gotta check it out if you're a self-taught artist. She said, you help me understand that we all have an audience and a responsibility to that. Not to feel that you cannot succeed, but because of it, you have an obligation to succeed. What a mind change. That's so cool. Very excited. And the last one, again, there's so many, but I don't have time to read them all. I'm going to read just one last one. Again, out of the many that God said, I have been new at your table, and just as I didn't know what to do, you saved me from giving up. As I got to know you, my energy levels and commitment to the arts skyrocketed. Through your guidance, I grew and had my first exposition. Thank you. That is awesome, my friend. And that is what it's all about. With this, I want to say big thank you. I love you. I really appreciate, all your support, watching, sharing, being here with me, sharing your breakfast with me 3 times a week. I am forever thankful for you. You make me a better artist, a better person, a better friend. Thank you for being part of this in the first year. And I will see you, my friends, in the next episode of Breakfast with Sergio. Goodbye.